Hey, welcome back to another episode from Life on Living Well. My name is Richard. Before we dive into the topic I have for us this week, I'd like to quickly say if you'd like to know one or two things about Life on Living Well, you can always find it out on our website at www.lifeonlivingwell.com. So it's a community website. And also you can find some inspirational books that community members have recommended that I've read and have a positive impact in their life. So also you can also sign up to weekly articles that will release regarding every podcast that will release every week. And if you like to get in touch and you like to ask questions or say on ideas about the podcast, you can reach me directly on the website. If you fill the forms, contact us form, I will try as much as possible to find the time or someone in the community could reach out back to you. So let's get diving without taking much of your time. So this week, the topic we're looking at is what I call why must your heart not close? And like we normally do is to take one inspirational individual and build the context around their quotations or their work. So this week I'm starting the podcast with the quotation from Elisabeth Kübler-Ross. So what does she say? She says, the most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and understanding of life that fill them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep loving concern. This is very deep. You have to take that word one at a time. And many people that went through one pain or the other in their life in the past are not always arrived to this stage Elizabeth is stated. There are other people that they stuck in pain, and that's why people that are painful, they create more pain. But when you find individuals that have arose above their pain, they tap into the energy that's higher than the pain. So when our heart is closed, we bound to become suspicious, we bound to become unforgiving, we bound to become become pain to others around us. So let's dive in now to the podcast as a whole. Your heart, think about it, is one of the most important elements that will allow you to express life even to its fullest. And if you express life to the fullest, it can also channel you into the right path. So consider many individuals who package themselves with clothes, with cars, the houses that they live, with status that society accustomed to them, and the display of their achievements. All these things might make ordinary people around them not see beyond what they are showing outside. They might hide their broken hearts from others, but their actual actions may reveal to what extent their heart have closed. So we put a lot of emphasis to what people say. We don't put so much emphasis on their actions and behavior. And even their actions and behavior might mislead you if you don't put a little time into what might have created these actions and behavior. Yes, it's not right to psychoanalyze all our families, our friends, our colleagues. But sometimes when you see somebody's actions, you could see somebody that's really off. So what trigger for you, if your own heart is open, is the empathy, understanding, rather than you give it back to them the way they give it to you. They have expectation that you'll be able to help them beyond your capability. And the moment you don't do that, they cut you off, or they decide that they don't want to talk to you anymore because you are not helping them. So deep down, with such a kind of person, you have to look into what is it that creates these emotions within them. That emotion rise to the point that they took a particular actions, and the action they took, whether right or wrong, for them it was make them feel, it created sanity for them, but it doesn't solve any problem. And at the end, you could come to show empathy in another way to see where they're coming from, which is really hard to do. But when your heart is open, one of the things you'll be able to do is to connect to everything around you. So sadly, today, many have allowed this wonderful part of being a human to be closed. Why? So most cases, it's because of their past pains. Actually, relationship is the most intricacy things that human beings do. And from the generation to upon generation, relationship is critical, essential to our society development, growth, even the populations. Upon of that relationship, that we build technology, we build innovation, we build governance, we build laws. But if you go back to the basic, when two people come together, they were raised from different homes. They have a different values of life. They pass through different things. And when that relationship broke down, two things happen. What most people do is to suppress the pain. Is to put the powder, put the makeup, use the nice perfume, use the nice shoes, driving a nice car, and they pretend that they move on. And what they do, the moment they enter another relationship, they bring the past pain. All of a sudden, it comes by checking their partner phone, by controlling behavior that wanted to know what is going on. And they have no ability to trust others. And also, they quickly judge actions of the others. They have become intolerant of intricacy of the new person in their life. Because people don't spend time to heal. They don't really, healing does not come how long you've been single. Healing doesn't come that way. Healing doesn't come through abstinence. Healing comes through walking through your pain. Understand how you chose that person. What lesson you learned from that relationship. How do you, maybe you don't take care of yourself enough. Maybe you don't feel worthy. Maybe you think other people will bring worthiness into your life. So that is the point, that is the time that you have to ask yourself that all these beliefs, maybe you believe that if you have these kind of things in your life, that's the way you become a person. Ask yourself, why do you believe that? Why? Who started this? why these ideas become so strong in you. Why do you feel so down when you are not doing particular things? So, because I always say, if you wanted to know how something is important to you, stop doing it for a while and see how you feel, and query that feelings and question it. Use reason, and sometimes you will need external help to help you to get over that phase if you are not able to do this by yourself. And when you are healed, you don't have attachment to that pain like before. So even because it's not a life where everywhere you go, you are easily being triggered by other people, because you will meet more people that share the same energy of the person that caused the initial pain in you. But if you don't heal that pain, if you just cover it up and just try that, now I'm going to just go and defend myself, that's not the way to live life, because there's over 7 trillion billion people in the world. And you remember that you probably meet 50,000 or 100,000 or 200,000 people before you pass away. So you will always constantly be at edge if you are not done work within yourself. But in reality, majority of people do not take time to do the work that require to set them free. So life presents numerous opportunities to either ache or heal our heart when it opens. So look at it this way. And an open heart is one that connects to life in all different levels. When your heart is open, you are able to connect to the things around you. You will see love, you will see kindness, you will see joy, you will see gratitude in everything around you, even during your suffering. Because when you come out of that suffering, you might actually reach a stage that you never thought that you could. And if you don't pass through that stage, you will never be in that next level that you are. So, however, what we have today are many people who carry past pains, like I said earlier. And consequences of that is that they put up walls and become oversensitive to slight insult, disrespect, and the immaturity of others. In as much you will have a contact with other people, even with your family members, with your colleagues, with your friends, with total strangers. When your heart is closed, you live like you live in the jungles. You become overly sensitive, overly hedged, and also you become jealous. You cannot celebrate other people's success or progress because it reminds you that your life has not been moving. And the people that you claim that you love, you will have a resentment toward them because you will perceive that they have a capacity to help you, but they didn't. But what you don't realize that they also have their own personal goal like you have yours. But you're asking them to hold on, to slow down for their own, so they help you and lift you to fulfill your own goals. So life has shown us that it is a permanent and open heart stand a chance for constant growth and the ability to connect with oneself and others. So don't you think like when your heart is open, it brings more vibration, it brings more life into our life ourselves. It brings more colors, it brings more tasteful colors into our life. Our life becomes rich as a result of that. So let's look at a few spiritual benefits associated with an open heart. Number 1, beauty and love around us. You begin to notice that Because the only way is not the beauty that comes from desperation. It's not the beauty that it's not the thing that comes from. It's not the love that comes from desperation. It's not the love of loneliness. It's not the love that, oh, I need someone in my life. So if I don't have someone in my life have no meaning. No. When your heart is really open, you become radiating. You easily connect to another person. It just come natural. You connect to a lot of things. You notice love around you. Even the little flower that you walk past through every day, that little garden, your neighbor garden, you begin to see how beautiful it's all put together. Because at that moment, you are in that moment and you are not travel to the past. You are not remunerating what happened in the past. You are not worried about the future. In that moment, the only thing in you is that little group of flowers in that little garden beside your house. So, number one, beauty and love around us. People with open heart notice beauty around them and are more grateful and joyful for existence of it. Another thing you notice with people, their heart is open, is authenticity and integrity play a significant part with them. They speak their truth. Mostly people that their heart is closed, they will find it difficult to accept it because the emotion that trigger for them to be truthful, to be authentic, to have integrity is very difficult because the heart that closed cannot take it. That is why when your heart is open and you meet people, individuals that their heart is closed, one thing it triggers for you is empathy. And you cannot do that when your own heart is closed. And majority of people in the world today, their heart is closed. Because all of us, we have experienced different kind of pain. Psychological pain, emotional pain, physical pain, lost. And not everyone make an effort to heal. All they do is to dress it up, is to carry on regardless. Number two, connection with oneself and others. So empathy and kindness reign in their relationships with themselves and others. So it will be so difficult for you to forgive those who you consider that they've hurt you if your heart is closed. But if your heart is open, it becomes a natural state of mind for you. Because when you fail to do that, you harbor resentment, you harbor anger. These emotions can never help you long time. Short time, it might satisfy your egos. It might water your egos. But long time, it damages you because you now develop a way of life that everything you consider hostile to you, you treat them the same way. If your options is to delete people every time you perceive that they are not meet up to your expectation, you continue to do that even to those who will help you in the future. So someone put it this way, because you have a rat in your apartment and the rat is in one room, instead of going to that one room and take the rat out, you burn the whole house down. Is that the solution to all the problems you have? At the end, you won't have anything to sleep because you burn all the things that you have down. So you hurt yourself at the end. Number three, ability to love and accept love. So we all, because we watch, so the media portrays love as simple concept where two people come together, they have a family, or they don't have a family, or they come together, young people come together, they go on honeymoon, they go on holiday, they do adventure things together, they posted the picture on social media, and that's what we call love. But in truly, it's really difficult to give love, and also more difficult to accept love when your heart is closed. An open heart can easily give love, can easily accept love. But what people normally do is to have the appearance of love. That's the reason why that many people, when they start strong, when that fire cool down, or when that fire disappears, the same energy where they connect to each other, they use the opposite energy to destroy each other. They don't want to see each other anymore. They hurt and create a lot of pain throughout their relationship, to the point that they disgust each other. But when your heart is open, the kind of love that you're able to give, the kind of love you're able to accept, is go beyond the physical alone. It goes beyond how you look, the status you have, your age. It's more intrinsic, deep connection beyond that. And this kind of love is there, but it's not as common as the superficial one. Superficial one is the most common one that many people posted on social media, that, oh, I find my love. But 6 months later, the same people that they praise, like they present to the world, like their ice cream, like their butter, like their best thing that ever happened in the world, they do not want to see that person again in their life. They block them from all the social media. So accepting love is challenging when your heart is closed. For those with open hearts, giving and accepting healthy love is a natural state. So this kind of love is neat, and also you have your boundary, and the other person have a boundary, and they respect your boundary, you respect their boundary. You already find that love within yourself. But many people, they are giving what they don't have. They are pretending that they have a capacity to love another person when they don't love themselves at all. Their action, their behavior shows that they lack love for themselves. And you cannot give what you don't have. There is a common African proverb that said, beware of a naked man that promises you clothes. So this is what many people today fall into the love fraud, where somebody dangle love in front of you, especially when you are desperate, thirsty for it. Lastly, of this benefit is passion. Passion is a strong, controlled emotion. That's what definition of it in dictionary. But you easily express passion from an open heart. So when your heart is open, you're bound to create a thing that you're passionate about, because your open heart and passion is the fruit of it. How do you know somebody that their heart is open? They have things that they find joy, they find passion doing it, and regardless of the monetary values that are attached to it. Sometimes they spend their money to do it. So think somebody that passionate about dancing. They don't go there and collecting check. They actually put in their money to connect, to dance, to connect to other people, because they love it. And so when your heart is open, one of the things you will notice that you no longer run away or isolate yourself for things, and your passion might not even involve in connecting to other people. It might even do your gardening. It might even involve painting. It might be a solo thing that you don't really need to connect to another person to share. So, but overall, what I'm trying to open the eyes is when our heart is open, we also have amazing opportunity to tap to passion that are already there. Maybe you don't know. So as long as your heart is closed, you also close yourself away from your passion. Sometimes your passion will bring a lot of work to your life. Sometimes your passion will just bring inner and spiritual growth to your life. And that is fine. So, but above all, an open heart is an opportunity to unleash your passion. So as we come to the end, it's not good enough to talk about the benefit associated to an heart that is open. And it takes a lot for a heart of a person to open, especially if that person have gone through so many pains in their life. But once they heal this pain, they also bound to tap to the benefit that is associated to the open heart. So what about when it is closed? In quick bulletin, number one, when your heart is closed, these are the few things that will show itself. So it's an extraction that I extracted from Yogi website, so you can check it out yourself. Number one is excessive isolation. So you prefer to just be on your own, cut yourself from people that matter in your life. It could be your family, it could be your friend, it could be your social group, it could be your colleagues. So things that you love to do and you stop doing that, and that's because you are harboring so many resentment in your heart toward those people, so you decide that you don't want to talk to them anymore. So that's in my heart that close. So it will take a lot for that kind of person to really find it in their mind to forgive, to let go, so their heart can be open again. And loneliness. So even when you are around other people and your heart is closed, you will experience a lot of loneliness. So, and how does this happen? Because you don't share anything in common with them, and you think like no one really gets you. And because of heart close, you can also experience loneliness. You feel lonely even when you are in the mix of many people. Another thing that happens with people that their heart is closed is grudges. So they have so many lists of, I call it shopping list of people that have hurt them, list of people that have offended them, and they just keep it. So it could be 1,000 years, it could be 100 years. They hang on to it as if their life depends on it. Another one you will notice with people that heart is closed is jealousy. They frequently feel jealous, and they cannot celebrate progress in the people in their life. When they see someone that they know have something that they feel that they should have had, it will be difficult for them to celebrate with that kind of person because their heart is so close. There is no compassion, there is no kindness, there is no we are in together. It's just me and me and me and me. And lastly is victim mentality. So they put themselves in the role of receiver or victim. So it's either they receive good things, and if you don't do it anymore, they become victim of it. So, and these are the things you have to be mindful of. So is your heart is closed or is your heart is open? So if you follow this podcast to this stage, you'll be able to tell that whether your heart is open or your heart is closed. Finally, many reasons could lead to someone's heart being closed, but the benefit of an open heart are overwhelming. It is in individual best interest to resist closing their heart. So what I wanted to say is, whatever that you might have passed through in life, find grace, find time to heal, to heal, so that you don't suffer twice. Because in my experience, When your heart is closed, you actually suffer twice, you suffer 3 times, you suffer more, because the root cause of the pain, you are not responsible for it. But you also close your eyes, you close yourself away from healing, you close yourself from things that can actually prepare you to a better future. So I hope this podcast helps someone. If you'd like to make a suggestion about this podcast, you can do it through our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. And all feedback is welcome. And thank you for your time this week. Until we meet again next week, please stay safe. Ciao.